Alright, so I feel like making this video real quick just to kind of like get my opinion out there about some things as far as like A Song of Ice and Fire. Just mainly two theories. First one is, the main one is Tyrion being Jon Snow's father. The reason why that's the main one is because like those are two characters that are still alive and well in a dance of dragons or whatever it's called. So they're still alive and they're still very like important characters in the show. But another theory I have is Aerys, the Mad King Aerys the second, being Tyrion's father because of multiple reasons. But yeah, I'm not gonna give you all the details because this would be like a super long video if I did, and I don't have all the information in front of me to like kind of like list everything either. So yeah, if you guys want to, you can do all the research on your own and just like figure it all out, all the details, and probably even find more details than I have if this theory is true. These theories are true. But yeah, my overall theory is that the Mad King Aerys Targaryen is actually Tyrion's father. If you read up on like the relationships between Aerys and Joanna, which is Tywin's wife, it's more than reasonable to believe that Joanna, like her daughter Cersei Lannister, could have had a baby with her former lover, Aerys Targaryen, and convinced everybody that it was her husband's, Tywin's son, like just like Cersei did multiple times with Robert Baratheon. So that's definitely a possibility that Cersei kind of got those habits from her mother. You know what I mean? This would explain a lot of reasons like why George R. Martin like made it like important that to tell everybody like in the books like multiple times that like Tywin and Aerys were like hated each other, and they both liked Joanna Lannister, which was Tywin's wife. You know, so like later when these like facts about Tyrion and Jon Snow and Arya start to come out, like it's not just random. He actually like told us like these people didn't like each other and that these two people both happen to love the same girl. If you read up on these three characters, Tywin, Aerys, and Joanna, and their interactions with each other, you'll start to believe that there's definitely a possibility that Aerys and Joanna were still in love or still having some type of affair going on, maybe like behind the scenes. Alright, so there's that theory. Also, I guess Tyrion has mismatched eyes is another reason. So if Tyrion was actually the son of Targaryen, Anna Lannister, he'd have mismatched eyes possibly because he's like deformed, I don't know. Moving on to the main theory, I strongly believe Tysha, which was Tyrion's first wife, I believe was her name, was actually Lyanna Stark. If you read up on both these characters, like their appearances and descriptions and his age in general, they do seem like alike. So I don't know how to say that better, but they do seem like they're alike in a lot of ways. I don't see any like major thing that would say there's no way they're the same person. I feel like Lyanna Stark, like her niece Arya Stark, could have just been running under another name, and just married Tyrion because she's just like a weird chick that would just marry random dudes. I don't know, but I feel like there might have been a reason why, like a bigger reason why she would have done that, but for the most part I do think she was posing as Tysha, a random girl, and tried to marry Tyrion and try to have a baby maybe, I don't know, like because Lyanna Stark was at some point acquaintances with Rhaegar Targaryen, and Rhaegar Targaryen had this master plan going on that like nobody really truly knew what was going on, so maybe she knew something about something that led her to marry Tyrion and try to create a baby with Tyrion. It's known that Tyrion and her did have sex after they got married, so Jon Snow, if Jon Snow is Tyrion's son, he wouldn't be a bastard technically, he would be a legitimate first child of a married couple, not a bastard, which would be awesome because he's been called bastard his entire life, so that'd be awesome if he actually wasn't a bastard. And yeah, it's also known that she got raped like a lot of times after the marriage, when Tywin Lannister found out that Tyrion married her. So that would explain why Lyanna Stark died during childbirth, because she was still recovering from the damages inside of her while giving birth. Like, you know, if you get raped by like 20 dudes or 30 dudes and you have a child 9 months later, there's a strong possibility that you're gonna die because you just can't handle all the pain and all the wounds trying to recover and all the other stuff going on with you. So that's definitely a possibility too. So it's possible that Lyanna was Tysha, or it's possible if Lyanna was Tysha, she could have died giving birth to Tyrion's son, aka Jon Snow, sometime later that year. If you check all the dates of all these events, and if you check all the ages of these characters around the time these things happened, it would seem that Tyrion's first marriage and Jon Snow's birth happened relatively close to each other. I kind of did all the research on my own, but you guys can do it too. If you guys find anything that like supports this that I didn't tell you, or if you find anything that like contradicts this that I didn't see, like definitely tell me in the comments below, because I definitely want to just know if this could be the truth, you know what I mean? Because Jon Snow is obviously becoming one of the more important characters, and right now his like whole like situation is not known, but I do think he's going to be like the meaning of Song of Ice and Fire, because if he is half Targaryen, which is like half pretty much like fire, and if he is half Stark, which is Starks have been known to have possibly have White Walker blood in their veins. That's a whole nother thing, but like fire would be the Targaryen side and ice would be the Stark side. So there's definitely would make sense if you think of like the Song of Ice and Fire, and the fact that Rhaegar Targaryen could have a possible part in like Lyanna hooking up with Tyrion. Why Rhaegar would not want him to be the father instead of Tyrion, I don't know, but I do think like Rhaegar would know something about Tyrion through his father Aerys, you know what I mean? So maybe Rhaegar knew that Tyrion had Targaryen blood in him because he would have been his half brother, and probably said like, hey, Lyanna Stark, you need to have a kid with this person because you can't have a kid with me for X and Y reasons. I don't know, but probably because like he was already married, so I don't know. But yeah, I think these theories are like pretty true. I've kind of like researched on my own, kind of thought of these theories and researched it on my own, and just like felt like this is definitely a possibility. But I'm not going to talk too much longer. I want to kind of like get more detailed, but it would be like a super long video, and I just feel like saying this real quick, putting that out there real quick, and just like, you know, having my opinion out there before the facts are actually known, because I know when the facts come out, everybody's gonna be like, I knew it, but they're not gonna have videos actually saying that they did know it ahead of time. So this is just like covering my ass for future happenings possibly. So yeah, it might be years down the line before it becomes a known fact. I would hope it becomes a fact in Winds of Winter, but it could be in the final book, which would not be out for another maybe 6 years. So yeah, just throwing my theory out there. Hope you guys enjoyed, and peace out.